Welcome, everybody. Stanley Cup Final edition of the Goldie and Ice podcast. Pleased to be joined by Panthers President and CEO Matt Caldwell. You're getting used to this, aren't you?
I sure am. Great to see you, Goldie.
Great to see you. There's so many ways and things to talk about. But let me get your perspective, because I know, and I've been with you a little bit at games. I look up, I look around.
Yep.
It's incredible. What do you think when these games are going on and you're looking up in the stands?
It really is a dream come true. You know, we talk about it all the time. There was some tough times that the franchise has been through, and there was, headlines that, Florida or, South Florida couldn't support a hockey team, and we never paid attention to that. We had faith that if we build it, they will come. If we do the right thing in the community, obviously win on the ice is a main ingredient, but just show consistency and give fans hope. Fans are smart, right? Like, obviously results matter, but if they see that you're trying and you're spending to the cap and you're, making every effort to put the best product on there, they have faith in you. And I think we did that for many years, and then especially with Bill, once Bill came on, it's really catapulted, right? And we've had the right hockey ops partner to bring the results that the fans want. So, every game, I make my rounds, and Broward County, who's a big supporter of ours, one of the commissioners, Mark Bogan, wonderful guy, has season tickets. And every time I see him, he says it as if he hasn't told me the last time. He points, literally points the top row and
right.
Section 315 or whatever, and says, see all those people sitting in those seats? I remember when, the old ownership used to, block those seats with a curtain or, try to block the whole upper bowl. And I love hearing the story every time. I think he's told me 10 times this year, and I make it, he's got to know that he tells me the story all the time, but I think it's worth repeating. So.
Are you surprised at all that you've been able to cultivate as many new fans, or did you always believe, I know, ownership, Vinny Viola always believed, win, give the product, the market works. Did you always believe that?
We believed it. I am a little surprised that, this is a big arena. I thought we would, maybe get to 90, 95%, and that would be like most sellouts in kind of average arenas. But the fact that we are completely selling out top row, level 300, with waiting lists, with, standing room only. We're selling standing room only. We have two big clubs upstairs. We're putting SROs there. That's surprised me a little bit. I can't, I'm an optimistic guy for sure. You know that. But I knew that, the suites and the premium clubs and the lower bowl, I always felt that was going to be packed and sold out. But I thought, the upper bowl, we had thought for a while that we would maybe knock seats out, in the upper bowl. But especially these last 2 years, we're starting to think, I don't know if that's needed anymore. If we have enough people, let's bring them in, because there's nothing better than a big crowd when they all show up.
It seems like it's been a perfect storm. Last 3 years, obviously President's Trophy, a couple of Cup Final appearances. Yeah. You opened the new facility downtown Fort Lauderdale for the players. You walk in there, you feel kind of like you're somewhere special when you walk into the building. Exactly. Has it been a perfect storm in your mind? Because it's been a very long grind for you to get all of this done.
No, it's
different from you than from the outside, I think.
It's a good question. Perfect storm in the sense of we didn't plan for this all to hit together, right? Like it all, we had all these, we were sowing all these seeds, if you will, right? Like planting all these flowers. We didn't know when they would all hit. The War Memorial, we had started that right before COVID. We got delayed with COVID. We made some more upgrades to it. So that wound up getting delayed, classic construction COVID stuff, more investment we wanted to do. So the fact that is now opened, right in the middle of our second Stanley Cup, I would have loved to told you 5 years ago, we plan to open this when we go to the Stanley Cup. But that's been tremendous coming together, right with the opening. So it's nice to see. We're the types, we take a lot of action. I'd rather people, fail fast if they have to, like by physically doing something, and then if it's not working, adjust fire, if you will, to use a military quote. But we don't like to sit in a room and plan for 2 years. We'd rather take a lot of action during those 2 years and then, keep making adjustments. So, we had a lot of things going. We were, investing in the current arena, making sure Coral Springs was up to speed, building the War Memorial, and then, it seems like it's all come together at the right time.
You mentioned military, of course, important to you, ownership, the entire franchise. Every playoff game, 99 years old, 100-year-old veteran.
Right.
What does it mean? And, and I watch very often when we have the military hero of the game, I watch the benches.
Yes.
And both teams, the road team even, is starting looking around like they're all amazed in appreciation of it. What does it mean? And what do you think when that introduction and that standing ovation goes on?
Yeah, so I'm happy
in your building.
That. Yeah, so that's always been one of our best moments of the game, right? For years. It really feels like this playoffs in particular, and it might have been because we had Boston and New York back to back, which some loud away fans, but just markets that just are even more just supportive of the military, and even them see this unbelievable moment. Like you said, both benches. The moment even seems to have even gotten bigger, and. You mentioned 99, 100-year-old. I had Steve Tello, who you know well. When we had a 100-year-old World War II vet, he called me the next day, like really touched by it. And then the next game, we had a 99-year-old vet, and I was going to text him, but before I can even do it, he said, "What? You couldn't find a 100-year-old vet?"
And those guys look terrific, by the way.
They look amazing. Yesterday, June 6th, was the 80-year anniversary of D-Day. Just the greatest generation. So, if you were 20 years old on D-Day, you're now 100 years old today. And, I don't know this for a fact, but I bet you a good chunk of those 100-year-olds we've had at our arena, and if there's anyone out there that's hearing this, please reach out to us. We'll have another 97 and 99-year-old for games 1 and 2. We already have them lined up. So World War II veterans. So it's great for the crowd and the entertainment, but more importantly, what it does for the veteran and their family. The notes that we receive afterwards, of the feeling they have and the attachment they have. Those are definitely fans for life, which is nice.
It is an amazing moment. We'll let you run. You got a Stanley Cup to win. Good luck the next 2 weeks, Matt.
All right, thank you so much. Great having you.
That was Panthers team president Matt Caldwell on the Goldie and Ice podcast presented by Amerant Bank. Go to amerantbank.com. Check out all that the bank has to offer. Appreciate them sponsoring the podcast here in the playoffs and all of my social media content on Instagram and on Twitter at Goldie on Ice. We'll talk to you next time.